The air tastes of ghosts. Harsh, fine as dust. Counts every surface. Nothing the world in a grey shroud. Weeks after the firestorm roared across the savannah, the silence is the most unsettling wound. No birds call, no insects drone. The great herds are gone, fled before the wall of flame or consumed by it. For the small clan of Australopithecus afarensis, the world has ended. They move through the skeletal remains of their foraging ecology. A familiar landscape rendered alien and hostile. Theirs is a slow, stumbling procession. A dozen bodies held together by the thinning threads of kinship and desperation. The old matriarch, her face a mask of deeply etched lines, leads not with purpose, but with the simple, stubborn refusal to stop. Her gaze sweeps over the blackened earth, but the knowledge of seasons, of where to find the sweetest roots and most succulent berries, is now a useless memory. Hunger is a constant companion, a dull ache that sharpens into a predatory clawing in their bellies. The infants are quiet, too weak to cry, clinging to their mothers' backs with a grim tenacity. A young male, his shoulders powerful but now slumped in exhaustion, stops to overturn a charred log, a handful of roasted grubs. A pathetic offering. He does not eat them. He carries the meager protein back to the group, presenting it to a female whose breasts have gone slack, her infant listless against her chest. She consumes them slowly, mechanically, a flicker of gratitude in her eyes that is almost immediately extinguished by the vastness of her need. This is the currency of their survival. Small, desperate acts of altruism in the face of annihilation. A silent chapter in hominid history is written in this ash. A story not of grand hunts, but of shared scraps. As the bruised purple twilight descends, a new tension coils within the group. The darkness in this dead land feels absolute. A predator in its own right. They find a shallow overhang of rock, a pathetic shelter, and huddle together. The scent of a distant kill, carried on the night air, reaches them. It is not a smell of hope, but of danger. A predator, a powerful saber-tooth or a clan of hyenas, is also out in this wasteland, and they are equally hungry. They are weak, exposed, and far from the safety of the tall trees that once defined their territory. The primal fear is a cold stone in their gut, sitting beside the gnawing emptiness of starvation, the rhythm of prehistoric life. The ancient cycle of foraging undressed is broken. This is life million years ago, a fragile existence balanced on a knife's edge, where a single shift in the environment can erase everything. Tonight, there is no food. There is only the cold, the dark, and the shared, silent understanding that if they do not find a new way, this is where their story ends. Daylight offers no relief. It only illuminates the totality of their ruin. The clan moves on from the rock overhang, driven by the ceaseless demands of their metabolism. They find the source of the scent from the night before, the scattered remains of a great buffalo, brought down by a predator and picked clean. Ribs arch like the blackened branches of dead trees. Vertebrae are scattered like strange, pale stones. For the scavengers, the feast is over. For the clan, it is a monument to their own impotence. The dominant male sniffs at a massive femur, gnawing uselessly at the thick bone, his powerful jaws failing to make even a scratch. He drops it with a grunt of frustration, a gesture of defeat that ripples through the small group. They are surrounded by potential sustenance, locked away in impenetrable caskets of calcium. This is the cruel irony of their world, a fundamental challenge of human evolution. But one pair of eyes sees something different. A younger female, the one who had received the grubs, watches the scene not with despair, but with a sharp, unsettling focus. Her memory holds the echo of a sound. Yesterday, while scrambling up a scree slope, a rock she dislodged had tumbled down, striking a sun-bleached branch and snapping it with a sharp crack. The sound had been insignificant then, but now, it connects to the frustrating solidity of the bone before her. An idea, formless and radical, begins to surface. It is the faint spark of a new neural pathway, a whisper of a future that has not yet happened. She sees the bone, She sees the scattered, heavy stones of the riverbed they crossed this morning. An impossible bridge forms between the two. She picks up a femur, heavier than it looks, and carries it to a large, flat-topped boulder. The others watch, their curiosity muted by exhaustion. They see no purpose in this. It is not foraging. It is not rest. It is a waste of precious energy. She finds a hefty, fist-sized stone. She raises it, her arm unsteady, and brings it down on the femur. The impact is dull, a jarring thud that sends a shockwave up her arm. The bone does not break. She strikes again, and again, a frantic rhythm of desperation. This is the moment where the story of early humans could have ended, in a failed experiment on a sun-scorched plain. But hunger is a relentless teacher. She adjusts her grip, puts the weight of her body into the blow, and this time, the sound is different. A sharp, fracturing crack echoes in the silence. The bone splits, revealing a channel of rich, fatty marrow. Glistening in the harsh sunlight, a potent, life-giving scent fills the air. This is the first successful act of percussive tool use, a skill that the fossil records preserved in the field of archaeology will one day reveal. She scoops a fingerful of the precious substance. It is pure energy, a taste of survival. She has not found food. She has made it. The sound hangs in the dead air, a proclamation. For a long moment, no one moves. The clan stares, not at the female, but at the shattered bone, the sight of the rich, glistening marrow, a food source they had walked past their entire lives, is a shock to their ancient neurology. It is a thing that should not be. The female scoops another smear of the fat-rich substance and brings it to the mouth of her infant. The small creature, barely responsive for days, begins to suckle weakly at her finger, a primal instinct rekindled by the potent scent of life. Then, she looks to the old matriarch, the repository of their collective memory, and holds out a greasy finger. The matriarch accepts the offering, her eyes locking with the younger females. An understanding passes between them that is deeper than any gesture, a silent acknowledgement that the world has just been remade. This is the birth of primitive technology, the dawn of ancient tool. The dominant male, his earlier frustration replaced by a focused intensity, finds his own stone. He mimics the female's action, but his first blow is a glancing one, sending the bones skittering away. His second, driven by brute force, pulverizes the target, mixing precious marrow with dust and bone splinters. He growls, but he does not give up. He watches the female again. He sees it is not just about strength. It is about angle, precision, and the specific shape of the stone. This is the first lesson in a curriculum that will define the future of all human ancestors. This is knowledge transmission in its purest form. A visual and repetitive language that builds a bridge from one mind to another. Soon, the clearing is filled with the percussive sound of stone striking bone. It is a clumsy, often frustrating, chorus. Fingers are smashed, stones are broken, but slowly, more and more of them succeed. They work together now, a small, greasy-faced assembly line of ancient humans under the harsh African sun. One brings bones from the Caucasus, another finds suitable hammerstones. They share the spoils, a communal feast that is more than just a meal. It is a ritual. It is the cementing of a shared, revolutionary idea. As dusk falls, they are not a desperate, starving band on the verge of extinction. They are full. They are focused. They are tool makers. Their improved survival skills have granted them a future, a fragile foothold carved from the wreckage of their world. They are no longer merely subjects of their environment. They have become agents within it. They huddle together as the cold night returns, but this time, the fear is lessened. The gnawing emptiness in their bellies has been replaced by the slow, warm burn of digestion. Grease on their faces shines in the faint starlight. On the ground around them lie the instruments of their salvation, discarded bones and the stones that broke them. This small clan of Australopithecus, on a burned patch of earth 3.5 million years ago, has not simply found a new meal. They have stumbled upon the operating principle of their lineage. The idea that the world is not just a collection of things to be eaten or feared, but a library of potential solutions. The stone was always there. The bone was always there. The leap was connecting them in the mind. An act of creative intelligence that would echo down through millennia. If you feel the weight of that first stone in your own hand, the ghost of that first desperate idea, then strike the bell of your screen. Become a fellow chronicler, a keeper of the moments that forged the bedrock of our own instincts. This is the blueprint. Every complex tool we have ever built, every piece of technology that defines our modern world, is born from the echo of that first sharp crack of a femur on a sun-bleached rock. It is a testament that the most powerful force in human evolution is not the claw or the tooth, but a new thought, shared. Their story poses a question that reverberates through the deep chasm of prehistory. Is survival simply about enduring the world as it is? Or is it about having the courage to break it open and see what lies inside? I am the chronicler. We are here to witness the quiet moments that determined everything. What happens when the first tool is used not to break a bone, but a skull?